the energy to build, but once it did, it was like a spark igniting a fire. The action ramped up, the drama unfolded, and now everything is setting up for what promises to be an absolutely epic Sunday. Storylines are colliding, emotions are running high, and the stakes couldn't be bigger. With Bryson DeChambeau and Cam Smith setting the pace, we've got all the highlights, all the twists, and everything you need to get ready coming up on the Club 54 post-round show. Welcome. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, joined by Sue-Ann Hang, and let's take a look at this final putt here on the 18 to give Bryson DeChambeau the lead over Cam Smith, and that right there is a beauty, and the crowd goes wild. You love to see it here. Joining me, like I said, is Sue-Ann Hang, your LIV golf analyst. Sue-Ann, today was absolutely phenomenal. Round two comes to a close, and Bryson DeChambeau is still at the top of the leaderboard. A lot of fun to watch him today.
Absolutely. I didn't get to follow him, but I got to hear the entire coverage. But you know what? Today was a difficult day out there. I think the guys are making it look easier than it really is. The winds were picking up as the day was going by. It was swirling. Hole locations today were a little bit trickier in terms of putting surface, putts that players had to face. And I tell you what, Bryson, those guys at the top, Bryson, Cam Smith, Waco especially, John Rahm wasn't his best day, but still a solid round, and of course Tyrrell Hatton, all making it look a little easier than it really is.
Well, we have Bryson in the presser right now as we speak. We're going to toss it over to him now.
Far too, and he hits it plenty far enough, and his iron play and wedge play is great right now, and playing the final group tomorrow will be a lot of fun, and we're going to go after it.
And winning the U.S. Open obviously solves a lot of other issues, but it's been a while since you've won out here on LIV Golf. How much are you trying to break that drought?
I'm trying to win every week. Sometimes I don't bring my best game, but I'm giving it my all and attempting my best every single time I show up and put a peg in the ground. Tomorrow's going to be no different.
One last question. You've eagled the second hole twice.
Yeah.
You must like that hole.
I do right now. 4 under through 2 days is pretty awesome. Hopefully I can do it again tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Abraham?
Here. What were you eating a minute ago?
Oh, it was like a true granola bar. It was something actually back there. You can actually have it.
Okay. Yesterday you said this course can be diabolical. What's the most diabolical thing about this golf course?
So there's some areas where the grass is really thick, and you barely get in the rough, and you can have a super thick lie, and it comes out dead. You have no control of the ball. And then there are areas where in the rough it's super firm and dry and fast, and you can get flyers out of there. So depending on if you're a foot to the left or a foot to the right in the rough, and maybe just from the fairway to the first cut, the golf ball can play completely different. On the greens, if you're above the hole on certain pin locations, considering where they placed them this week, it's nearly impossible. So really placing yourself in good positions and giving yourself a chance to make birdie every single hole is key, but it's diabolical because of that dry factor and then wet factor that we have out here.
One more.
Thank you, Bryson, for Mas Castillo in Mexico. More than a question, a few words for all these kids running after you and then looking forward to meeting you and to seeing you play.
Yeah.
All these kids who are following your lead. What can you tell them? We're so excited having you here.
Yeah, no, it's an honor to be here, and I love showcasing the game of golf globally. Being back here, I was back here shooting 2018, 19, and 20, I think, or something like that. And the fans and the people were great. And being back here, it's more the same now. And it's super exciting to see these kids, these young kids looking up. And that's ultimately, you know, my goal is to inspire a younger generation to play this great game. And hopefully we're doing that. And well, thank you. And I can't wait to go out and sign autographs right after this. Thank you.
One last question on this side.
Hi, Bryson.
He says he's looking to inspire the young kids out there. Well, he's absolutely doing that for sure. Now we're going to toss it over live now to Rachel Drummond. She's with the Blandemic, the Blandemonium, Blandy Savage himself, Richard Bland. Rachel, over to you.
What an introduction. I mean, I can't believe my eyes. I'm going to make Blandy watch it again. Blandy, you should hear everyone talking about you.
Oh, really? I hope it's good.
It's great stuff. Talk us through it. I'm going to let you take over.
Yeah, it was kind of, thought I got a little bit unlucky off the tee. It just kind of went onto the downslope a little bit.
We can show you.
Yeah, I haven't really seen it yet. So I was in between like 4-iron and 7-wood, and I think just because it was on the downslope, I didn't think I could get the elevation on the 4-iron. So I was just trying to hit like a soft 7-wood, and came out perfect.
And did you, I mean, you're obviously going for the flag.
No, I was trying to go up the gap, really.
You pulled it?
No, no, that's proper. That's exactly where I was aiming. So, and then what is it, about right edge from there? Looks about right edge. So, but we didn't hear anything. We heard nothing. So, yeah, perfect dead weight. So it wasn't until we got up onto the green, and I'm going like, is it the back trap? Where is it? And then like there was a couple of ladies on the left-hand side of the green going, it's in. And I'm
Richard
like,
Bland
and it didn't
has
stop
already
then.
made
Look at this one, the eagle.
7. Yeah, this, in all fairness, that was probably a better shot than the one on 16. You know, that's, you know, I kind of, when I hit it, I didn't think I got it up high enough. And I was kind of thinking it might be in the water, but it just pitched, what, a yard over. So yeah, I'm just going to practice some 7-woods now. It's not been good enough today.
Yeah. I don't think you could go home. No, you're good. You're good.
Well, you know, yeah, the game's, it's not quite there. You know, it's just feeling a little bit uncomfortable. So yeah, you know, I've just got to try and, I don't know, I kind of don't really know what I've got to do to make it comfortable.
Well, you're good. 5 under is pretty comfortable to me.
But even so, you know, when I was like last year, you know, I shoot 5 under, and you know, it was kind of like almost like not easy, but a breeze where, you know, I feel like I'm having to work a lot harder than I normally have to. So, you know, I just got to try and get it. You know, it's good here, but I can't get it on the course.
Come on, you can do it. And you've got some majors coming up. You know, how are you feeling going into those?
Yeah, you know, hopefully, you know, if I can finish strong tomorrow, you know, and get a little bit of confidence, you know, I think that's just kind of what I need. If I can finish strong tomorrow, you know, and then take that forward into next week. So, and then yeah, then it's major season. So looking forward to that.
Do you have to buy tequila for an albatross? I don't know what the rule is.
I'm not buying you any. I'll be skinned.
Play well tomorrow, Blandy. Oh.
Oh, you gotta love it. Great job, Rachel Drummond. And the Dominator is joining us. Don Boulay.
Dominator, that's a new one.
I'm on fire today with the nicknames. I'll tell you that right now. Cam Smith live from the presser. Check it out.
Down there and give ourselves an.
Captain of Ripper GC, Mr. Cameron Smith. You currently are sitting in second place, 1 shot off the lead. You shot 5 under today. Tell us about your round.
Yeah, I mean, much more of the same, really. Played really aggressive golf, hit the driver quite nice and gave myself plenty of opportunities. So got off to a really good start. And I had a couple of bogeys in a row there through 5 and 6, and just hung in there and yeah, kept giving myself chances.
I don't know if you were in here earlier. I was telling Bryson, every time I looked up at the TV and was watching you guys looked like you were having so much fun out there. Was it as fun as it looked?
It's a really cool vibe out here. I think the fans do a lot of that. They're very excited to have us here, so it's cool to play in front of. I'm sure it'll be much more of the same tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully Bryson and I, and Waco. I don't know who Waco's in the last group as well, can put on a good show.
Great. We're going to turn it over to Mike.
So Cam, I asked Bryson this, but you guys have never played in the final group on a Sunday here at LIV Golf. Just kind of what's that like playing with him? Obviously, you got a chance today to see all the big drives. You had a couple yourself.
Yeah, it's nice playing with him. At times, I wish I could drive the ball like him. I often wonder about how much better of a golfer I would be if I could drive the ball like him. But I think we play a very similar style of golf. We're both pretty aggressive, particularly around here. I think there's a lot of opportunities to lay back, and you know, all of us were hitting driver today and trying to send it down there and give ourselves an opportunity. So it was, yeah, it was cool to watch. He's obviously a great player in his own right, and he's going to be tough to beat tomorrow.
And the last time you guys both won on LIV Golf, you actually won. You split 4 tournaments in a row there at the end of the 2023 season. How much is it to just kind of get back in that winner's circle and LIV Golf, and especially going up against him? He knows he wants to end that drought too.
Yeah, it's it's disappointing, you know, not to win, particularly through a season. I think it's definitely on everyone's radar. I wouldn't say it's it's a goal really, but it's nice to do. Yeah, but you know, like being in contention tomorrow and today was so much fun. It's been a while for me to be at the top of the leaderboard, so I'm really enjoying it, having fun with Sammy out there, and we're trying to make light work of it. So hopefully we can do much more of that tomorrow.
Great words from Cam Smith, Ripper GC captain, with a 12-under finish there, applying pressure on Bryson DeChambeau. Strong finish from Cam. Now, let's talk a little bit about the day. Dom, welcome to the show first and foremost. It was a fun round 2. Let's talk a little bit about, it seemed like it was a little more difficult out there on the course today. I'm wondering why. Could you explain why?
Actually, talking to the players while we were playing, and actually in my interview with Cam, it's because the greens one were a little bit quicker, and then the Poana kind of was growing unevenly, so the putts were sort of wobbling a little bit more than they did yesterday, and the wind was similar to yesterday, but it was swirling a bit more. It changed directions a lot, didn't it? That always creates uncertainty, especially when we're in altitude and the ball's flying so far. These guys really have difficulty clubbing getting the right club.
And it was extremely gusty too coming down the stretch. I mean, it was huge gust, and so to make all the calculations, it is tough.
Now, would you say we're expecting similar conditions tomorrow? I noticed a lot of guys were missing some of the fairways today more than yesterday. Are we expecting similar tomorrow on Championship Sunday?
Weather-wise, I think so. Looking at the forecast, I think it's going to be a lovely day. The wind's going to be similar. It just depends on whether it swirls and it gusts or not. But yeah, you can't miss fairways here. Some of the top guys, the guys I followed, the Bryson, Rahm, and Cam, they missed a few more fairways than they did yesterday. And you're in the trees here. You're playing defensive golf.
What I loved most about today is Bryson didn't necessarily run away with it. No. And tomorrow, it's pretty much anyone's game in Championship Sunday, which as fans, we all know that's what we want to see, right?
I think what blows my mind, Dom, is the fact that both Bryson and Cam have not won on LIV Golf since 2023. Cam in Bedminster 2023, and then Bryson at the Greenbrier.
Yep. Well, shot 58.
That's where it blows my mind. I can't believe the way they've been playing, especially Bryson more so than Cam. I think Cam's been a little disappointed in his performance, but Bryson not winning basically for a whole season and a bit.
It just shows you how tough it is to win out here, right? I mean, these are some really good players, and Bryson's won twice, Cam's won 3 times, and in the meantime, Bryson's picked up a US Open trophy, and yet he's only won twice out here. It just shows you how difficult winning on LIV Golf League is.
For sure. Dom, Suan, we're going to talk a little bit more, especially about Bryson DeChambeau, but first let's toss it to Rachel Drummond and Pat Perez for some post-round fun. What's up, y'all?
I had to try and get hold of Pat. I'm like, where's he going? Where's he going? Right.
I'll go anywhere, brother.
You had a front row seat today. Talk us through it. Conditions seem tougher. I don't know why. Why?
For some reason, they were tougher. The ball was going a mile still, but they, obviously our 3 guys in our group played great. Shot 5 under, 5 under, 4 under, whatever. But yeah, there's overall the scoring. I know Hendrick probably didn't play well.
There he is.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
You guys understand.
Hey, quiet over there. I'm talking. I'm working here. Try it for once. I'm working. Why don't you try it for once? Anyway, that was good. They played great. But yeah, for some reason the scoring seemed a little higher. So I don't know. It's tricky out there. The greens are tricky, and the pins are tricky. Tomorrow there's some questionable ones as well. So we'll see what happens.
And let's talk about Bryson. I mean, what a man, what a player. What is going so well for him at the moment?
He's got that driver. I mean, he really got that driver going. He hits it long, he's straight. There's no reason not to hit it where he's hitting it. On 15, he hit it in the most narrow part and had just a little L wedge. I mean, if you can hit a driver that far and that straight, there's no reason not to hit it. For him to back down tomorrow would be insane. So, when I asked him in his interview, he said he's going to continue the same thing. But again, you got a guy like Cam that also hits it long. I'm not anywhere near him, but he's a more position player. But he just played phenomenal there. So I'm excited for that last group tomorrow.
It's going to be big.
It's going to be awesome.
Who do you think is going to do it quickly?
I mean, I don't really pull against anybody, but I think Bryson's probably in the driver's seat just the way he hits that driver, because he's chipping on half the holes. He's driving, he's driving a couple of them, and You know, but I expect a big day out of Rahm. Rahm didn't have his best stuff today, but he's driving it great. He's, you know, his wedges are off though. His wedges aren't doing very well, and he's air milled 2 greens by 30 yards. So he's got to clean it up a little bit. But I expect Bryson to pull it in. You know, he had disaster at Augusta, but I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow.
I think I can hear him coming, can you?
Oh, yeah, there he is, the big man himself.
Can we get a quick shot of the man of the people coming into the ranges?
You can. Oh, you ask him. You don't want to talk to me.
You all set? Oh,
talk to the lovely
Rachel. You ready to
Rachel.
go for tomorrow, final day?
Yeah.
What's the warm down?
Well, I lost my hat, so I got to get another hat for tomorrow. A kid took it in the.
I get you an Aces one.
No, we're good. I'm good. There's another one.
I got a lot of extra Aces ones you can have.
Where are they?
LA.
Exactly. No, I'm just excited for tomorrow. Looking forward to a good challenge with Cam and others that are up there. John's, a few back, and he can go on a hot run. So
keep hitting that driver.
Yes,
the driver is incredible. I was just telling Rachel a second ago before you got around the corner. So there's no reason for you not to hit that driver.
The only thing is like the cut shot on 17. It's a tough shot for me.
No. I would never hit. I would never hit.
But I'm pumping driver.
That and 9. I said that and 9 today.
Yeah, 9's a little.
No reason to hit driver because you'd have to go so far right. But then off the tee, there's a tree right there.
It's very difficult. So
everywhere else, I mean, you're killing that thing.
Pumping driver, even 10. 10's still a. And dude, there was like
I didn't see it. I was doing half.
So it was a little downhill lie, but there was just like a little grass blade that was laying over it, and I tried to get cute with it, and I thinned it a little bit. I boned it.
Don't get cute.
No,
stay strong. Come on, go after it.
There we have it. Do you want to throw it back to Christian, or shall I?
I would love to throw it back to my man, Christian.
What a kind, just awesome toss back to us over here. It's always a good time where Bryson DeChambeau crashes the party. I mean, that was pretty cool, huh? To hear Bryson. Matter of fact, let's just take a look at some of his highlights from round 2. Here is Bryson DeChambeau as we close our second round.
Well, the second hole was his opening hole yesterday. He made eagle. He hit a better tee shot today, and that's back-to-back eagles on the second hole for DeChambeau. What a way to start the round. And then drove it pin high here on the third. And his chipping and putting has been pretty solid, really, for the last few months, certainly at the Masters. That was another birdie. So he was 3 under par after 3 holes. He was 4 under after 3 yesterday. And on the 7th, I mean, these aren't par 5s. He's hitting driver wedges on these holes. So it's just an easy birdie for Bryson. And playing really well. The next par 5, the 12th, another eagle opportunity, and it just slid to the right. It took a little bobble on the fringe of the green. He was just off the fringe, but just a tap-in birdie. I mean, these par 5s, they're not par 5s for him, they're par 4s. And then on the last, took a really brave line there with his tee shot, not far from the water's edge. And what a way to finish. Birdie the last to take a 1-shot lead, heading into the final round.
Dom, if you're Bryson DeChambeau, which strategy are you taking into Championship Sunday to see yourself at the top of that podium?
Don't change what he's doing whatsoever. Like he was just saying to Pat, he's going to hit driver a lot tomorrow. He's feeling it with the driver, and he has such an advantage. He's 40, 50 yards past everybody else, and why wouldn't you do that? And he's driving it so well. So he's got to just stick to that strategy.
Dom, I know you like to stay diplomatic, but is this Bryson's week or what? Come on, tell me right now. What do you think? Is he going to take it? What do you say?
You see that? I hope he's not watching. But no, he's in pole position, right? You always want to be in pole position. He's playing great golf, but man, you got Cam Smith and Waco Niemann playing alongside.
John Rahm.
And John Rahm just a couple of 2 or 3 back, and there's nothing given in this game.
Yeah,
you got to earn it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Cam Smith. You just mentioned Cam. He had an incredible round 2. Let's take a look at some of his highlights. Dom Suan, break this down. What's working so well for Cam Smith?
Well, as usual,
the flat stick.
Yeah, but this is the only putt length anybody hold in that entire group. That was about 25 feet uphill on the opening hole.
And this is his second on the third, up the hill from the rough. How do you get that to stop so quickly?
Yeah, it's incredible. And he doesn't use any wrists either. It's a pretty stiff-wristed shot. And then he was a little unlucky here. I mean, he's 2 feet off the green. He had to use a wedge there because he was on that left shoulder, and played a delightful little pitch as he always does, and he popped that in.
It's almost a given now, every time I watch him.
Oh yeah, but you know what? He did miss a short 4 or 5 foot birdie putt on the 10th.
This is his second on the par 5 16th.
What a shot that was. And he didn't see that, and I walked up to him. We were about a couple of hundred yards from the green. I said, the guys say you got a great eagle putt, and he had a big smile on his face.
What club did he hit there?
7.
Okay.
Now, we know Cam is red hot with his putting, but what's going to be his biggest challenge or his biggest problem tomorrow?
You go.
You got to do it.
Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Driver.
Did you guys practice that before?
No, we did
That's incredible.
not.
Elaborate on it a little bit. What does Cam need to do? He's going to have to outdo Bryson DeChambeau. He's going to have to outdo John Rahm. Joaquin Niemann is surging, and when he gets hot, he does not cool off.
All those names that you've just mentioned are some of the best drivers of the golf ball, at least in our league. And you know, with Cam, it's always been his nightmare. The driver. It's caused a lot of issues, a lot of confidence issues as well. I did notice, I watched with him yesterday, and I don't know if it's the same for you today, Dom, that his dispersion isn't as bad this week. It's a little straighter. He seems to have a little bit more control over his golf ball. I know he's been working on it. It's always a work in progress for Cam, but that's it. You know, the driver just has to go a little straighter.
But sometimes the stats don't tell the whole story. Yeah, he's not hitting enough fairways, but today, the ones he missed it by, 4 or 5 feet. He's in the semi-rough, which is fine. It's
Same
not
as
a problem
yesterday.
at all. Yeah, exactly.
We're going to do a deeper dive in just a little bit, but you never know what's going down in the post-round show. This is LIV Golf Mexico City. More to come in the post-round show. All right, now, as many of you know, Mexico City has become a foodie's paradise. Some of the best restaurants in the entire world are located right here. So let's take a look at what the players had to say about the food here in Mexico City.
Mexico City is a fascinating place. I'm a foodie, like I love good food, and some of the restaurants here are world class. I mean, some of the best food is right here in Mexico City, and former fat guy like myself can really appreciate that.
Yeah, there's some great restaurants. You can find some places that are really nice. I tend to stick to the few spots that are right around the hotel or in the hotel.
I really enjoy the people, service, the way people treat you and make you feel at home.
Obviously, we got Carlos, that is obviously he's from Mexico, and he introduced the culinary experience to us a few years ago. And whenever we are here, we know how good the food is, and a few other staff from the team that are from Mexico, and they took us for a taco night the other day. It was amazing.
Yeah, Mexico City is it's a great city, obviously huge city. A lot of people live here. Great restaurants, great people. Weather is usually amazing. So a very solid city that you can come and visit and have a good time on it.
And there's that beautiful course here as the sun sets following round 2. By the way, what is your taco count at this point? I can't keep count at this point, Dom.
Not enough. I'm going to go get more with Jerry tonight, actually.
Do you know what mine is? 1, and that was today.
Oh, wow.
Adventurous, Dom is.
I'm not that I like Mexican food, but I'm not a huge fan of tacos.
1 taco's enough. It's fine, Dom.
No, it's
all
not.
right.
No, it's not. Don't encourage it.
All right, let's talk Joaquin Niemann, currently #1 in the standings and looking, obviously, to keep it that way. Here's Waco's highlights. Let's talk through it. Dom Suan, tell me what you're seeing here.
This is a second on the second. His short game is so good. We talk so much about his long game, but man, his short game is incredible. And that's kind of what you need out here. This is his second shot on the 11th hole up the hill. Just using the contours of the green beautifully. As always, you can expect from Waco a great ball striking run. This was a part of his game that really let him down yesterday. 51st in putting yesterday. Turned that around real quick and was 3rd in putting. Now this, on the 13th, his second shot drove it into that bunker on the left side. Nice little tap in for a birdie there. And finally, second on the 16th. This was a 9-iron into this green. Huge advantage being able to come into that green with a shorter club into a tucked hole location. And it got better.
Joaquin Niemann just looked so focused, so determined, so locked in today. Seemed like he was getting a lot of support from the crowd as well. And here is the individual leaderboard at the final putt. Bryson DeChambeau keeps his lead following this round 2. Cam Smith right there, Joaquin Niemann and John Rahm still in contention. There's our leaderboard, and now we have a special guest joining us, Matt Jones from Ripper GC. You are no stranger to the show. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You had a great day today. Could you tell us what was working so well for you out there?
I'd say pretty much the putters worked well this whole week for me. I've putted great the last 2 days. I drove it poorly early on. I hit some good tee shots later on in the round, but no, I've just had a lot of good birdie putts and par putts.
Jerry actually was saying that you didn't hit many fairways at the start, and then I joined, and just coincidentally, you just managed to hit a whole ton of fairways after that. But you told me you put a new driver in the bag this week. The other one might still be in Miami, somewhere in a bin. How's that working for you? What are the changes?
It's tough this week when you put a new driver in. You need a lot of spin, and you can't get spin here at this altitude because you have to shape it out here on some of these holes to get the fade and the draw going. But I put in a different driver this week. It's been a struggle, but there was some positives there the last few holes, so I'll have to look back and take those with me.
You said you just came straight from therapy. Everything okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just.
What kind of therapy?
I just with the trainers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know about this until I got out.
Just normal stuff. Now, Ripper GC, you guys are coming out of a 2024 championship win. You just had a title in Miami. Could you just speak to how much you love the team aspect of the game here at LIV?
It's great, especially with the 3 other guys on the team that I'm with Cam, Leash, and Herbie. To play with them, practice with them, it's great, and I think we all fight hard every day for each other when we're out there playing, and I think that shows with how we've done last year and how we've started this year.
I hate to ask you, but let's address the pink elephant in the room. You're 44th in a. We'll hold on a second. We're going to look at some highlights right now.
On the screen now for you, Matt. These are your boys. Feel free to talk about how it is just working with these guys and how good they are, clearly.
I mean, yeah, you've got one of the best short games of the world in Cam and the best putters, and then Herbie is just as equally good with his putter when he putts. But yeah, and Leash. I mean, Leash has been a top 50 player in the world for the last 10, 15 years. So it's we've got a good team.
Yeah, statistically, this golf course really suits you guys' game, and it obviously shows you guys are in the lead. But back to what I was talking about, that pink elephant, I hate to ask you this, you're 44th in the standings right now. Does the thought of relegation play on your mind? Is that something that you think about on a weekly basis out here?
No, not at all. I've played this game long enough, and I know that all it takes is 1 week. And if I have a good week, I'll take care of that. But no, it's not something that's on my mind at all. Of course, I'd like to be on the Ripper team for as long as I can be. And I'll keep working as hard as I can and keep doing what I can to help them out.
Matt, before you get out of here, you guys have grown your fan base big time over the last couple years. Is there anything you want to say to the fans before you roll out?
Thanks, everyone. Ripper GC Golf Club's going great. We appreciate all the support, and hopefully we can get the win for everyone tomorrow.
And Matt, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining us as always, and good luck tomorrow.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. All right, more to come here on the Club 54 post-round show. It's LIV Golf Mexico City.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming back.
I'll buy you a beer.
All right, LIV to Win is an all-access show that gives fans and viewers an inside look at LIV players and teams. Let's take a look.
This will never happen. They won't get the players.
You're wrecking the game. People said nobody's going to show up. All right.
All these guys are done. They're not competitors anymore.
We don't care. Don't ever tell me that I don't care about golf.
I want you to look out the windshield and not the rearview mirror. If people said bad things about you, I'm sorry. You're big boys. Get through it. Get over it.
I've had my phone ringing from multiple players on the PGA Tour.
Is that right? Anyone you can tell me, or you don't feel at liberty?
I mean, I don't want you to steal them.
Owning a team is not easy. There is that same sense of accomplishment and doing a good business deal.
From the time I was 12 years old, I wanted to be a professional golfer. But have I earned my spot yet? No.
If you don't win, what's the point?
Winning takes care of everything.
It's like the Kardashians, but better.
Be sure to check out Live to Win. It's that all-access series that is action-packed and full of very cool behind-the-scenes moments. Sue-Ann, we know you got to get out of here. Thank you so much for always joining us and rocking out with us in Club 54 Pros Around Show.
Gracias.
She doesn't have to get out of here. She can stay.
She's got some tacos to eat, Dom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how this works. More to come here on Club 54 Post Round Show. Dom, don't you go anywhere. In our latest episode of The Backswing, we revisit Patrick Reed's win here in 2020. Let's take a look.
The World Golf Championships, that's the top players in the world come together and they play. And to have a stacked leaderboard like that with those names and to go out and get the job done and win and be able to be the guy at the end that gets to hoist that trophy is satisfying. You know, to come back to a spot that it's like, all right, that's how I won the golf tournament. There's always that one or two holes or one or two shots that you've hit that like, hey, that's what did it. In that situation, to have a chance to win a golf tournament and hit it to the fat side of the green and to, you know, reward it off by making the putt is something that you always remember and you kind of take moving forward. And I think that's what's important is sometimes, even though you might be playing a little safe on a certain iron shot or a certain tee shot, to be able to still make a birdie is one of those that you're like, okay, well, maybe I don't always have to be super aggressive. Maybe there's things that, hey, you know, I can play smart and it still can be rewarding.
And he is clutch. He doesn't shy away from the moment, does Patrick Reed.
Not having my first win out here because definitely had too many close calls so far. So hopefully, yeah, we're at a place that I love and I've won before. So hopefully we can go ahead and get that W right off the bat.
You know, if I were to get in here and go this way, the ball's going to be low. So what I'll do is I'll set up square, and I'll spin it to where I want it, and then grip it.
People that get to know me don't believe and see that other side that people think. There. I know it's impossible to please everybody and for everyone to like you. If you tried to make everyone in the world like you and try to please everyone, I mean, you drive yourself insane. I mean, being Captain America and being passionate about not only my country, but my game and golf and how much I love hanging out with my kids and family, is very important to me. That's who I really am.
Oh, that's a keepsake. A little flower from Patrick's daughter. Goes into the scorebook.
Last time when Joel's gave me a flower, went on birdies. So we know where that goes.
You know, I feel like they didn't really showcase a lot of that before I got on LIV.
I think he's just loving the energy. It's a huge lift to us, I know that. Just being out here with everybody has been so much fun. It kind of lets him loose and just be able to play freely and have some fun out there.
I mean, they painted me as a villain, which, hey, I don't mind being the guy that goes in to try to wreck everyone's day. I mean, that's fine. But I felt like whenever I did something successful or did the things that really meant a lot to me, those kind of got brushed underneath the table because they wanted to keep me in that one role. When you do something right, you should be praised by it. And if you do something wrong, hey, yeah, you deserve to get attacked.
The hometown hopes of Patrick Reed are beginning to fade.
Playing that Captain America role is always fun, especially when I went overseas. You know, whether it was a Ryder Cup, President Cup, or even just a normal DP World Tour event, wearing that red, white, and blue was a lot of fun because then it just got a little bit more energy going out, not only just the crowds, but also myself, and I felt like the tournament. There's sometimes you're out there and it's hard. It's like, man, it's a grueling day because how some people are acting, the fans are acting, but the bigger picture is going out there, continue being the person I am, and, hopefully at some point it all turns around.
He's still well in the hunt for a first LIV Golf League title.
You just have to remind yourself why you're there. You're there to play golf. You're there to try to support your family. If you're playing an event, try to win a golf tournament.
A little subdued early, the crowd at 12.
Me! Patrick Reed, you little beauty!
Being around a team aspect, being around players more and people more, it's allowed them to see kind of who I really am rather than what is portrayed or said in the media. The thing is, the more you put yourself in situations where you're around people all the time, they actually get to know you, then they can actually see what the real you is.
And he certainly is one of the nicest guys out here on the LIV Golf League.
I couldn't agree more. I often call him the most misunderstood guy in the game.
I feel like that's what's been huge about LIV, is being around these guys, being a part of the team. That's one thing I felt like on the PGA Tour is a lot of guys would just basically, they'd go and they'd see the guys at the golf course, then they'd leave and go home.
What are you doing?
So out here on LIV, though, it's like we're all traveling together, we're all doing everything together, so you're actually getting to know people.
What's your experience been like on the Four Aces?
My relationship with Cap's been awesome. I mean, him and Paulina and Justine, all of us together, I feel like it's been a great relationship, an authentic relationship. And, I've played a lot with them, not only on the PGA Tour, but throughout the team events, through Ryder Cups and President's Cups, so we got to know each other really well. And I feel like it's a relationship that's beyond just golf. That's what's awesome about LIV and with these guys is you get to know them outside the golf course, not just on the golf course. And the cool thing about DJ and that whole family is, they're the same on course as they are off. For me, it's just, it's always been a great relationship with them, and I'm excited to be a part of the team. It's been not only fun working with them, but also as his friend.
Patrick Reed still waiting for that first LIV Golf title.
I feel like the game's been solid. It's just been frustrating on the results.
That's Patrick Reed for birdie, and he is overdue a win.
I feel like my scores haven't quite added up to kind of the things that I feel like I've made strides on.
Damn it, Patrick. Come on. Get through the golf ball.
Let it release back, but this is left.
Yeah, to go out there and to get the win in Hong Kong and meant a lot, because it was like, all right, hey, what you're doing is the right thing. Really, if you sit there and you feel like you're doing the right things, but you're not getting the wins, you're sitting there, just, okay, is this really the right way? To go ahead and finally get that win gave me that confidence again that we are where we need to be. And then to go out at Augusta, and I felt like I left a decent amount out there, but to still not feel like you have your perfect A game and go out and have a chance to win, finish third, it meant a lot. Hopefully, we're at a place that I love and I've won before, so hopefully we can go ahead and get that W right off the bat. The main thing about this place is not even just the golf course, it's the people. Every year I've come and played the WGC here, the amount of support and the amount of fans that come out and the amount of kids that come out to watch golf is outstanding. You feel the people, so you hear all the noises going out through the entire golf course.
The LIV Golf League has landed in the rarefied air of Mexico City.
You have to be creative around this place, especially at altitude. It makes you play golf. You have to actually go out and feel the conditions and play, and I think that's what makes it special.
7,700 feet above sea level. That's a quarter of the way up Mount Everest.
Really, I was able to win my second World Golf Championship, and to do it here and to do it how I did it. I had 98 putts that week. It meant a lot to really get that putter going and get, kind of leading into the rest of the year.
Putting is more important here than any course LIV Golf League has played in its brief history.
You look at that leaderboard. The last time I was here, the top 3 guys were on LIV, and they're here this week. I believe I birdied the first, and then I parred the next 10. And so, it's frustrating when you're playing golf that way, right? You feel like, all right, I'm leading the golf tournament at one point, and then you sit there, you're just making a bunch of pars, and around a golf course like this, you can't do that. I'll never forget kind of going into that round and to be able to kind of put the foot down there towards the end and make some crucial birdies there, and especially on a par 3 that's kind of given me troubles all week there on 17. And I knew with how 18 was playing, it's not the easiest birdie hole. And so I was like, all right, well, this is our opportunity. Sundays, as the week goes on, greens get firmer and firmer unless obviously you have weather. So it wasn't this green, because it started this green and got kind of baked out, a little burnt, and it was getting firm. Every ball that I saw that landed over this bunker ended up humming over the green. So I actually played it just to the right of it. Such a short hole for a par 3, but I mean, there's so much trouble. I mean, when they get the greens fast, as you can see with all the slopes and stuff, I mean, it's not just about hitting the greens, you got to put it in the right spots. And so then the wind just starts swirling. You're sitting there like, all right, where's the wind? Because you got trees. I mean, you see you're hitting out of a chute, and then you have water on this side, so and so the wind just kind of gets turny. And it's very easy to kind of misjudge it and put it in the wrong spot. And luckily we were able to hit not only a quality iron shot, but to cap it off on making the putt. They got the 2020 book right here. Yeah, so Sunday was that pin. So Sunday would have been right. I mean, I'll even be exact with it. It was right here. Was Sunday's pin. And so, I mean, you can see how there's that downslope. And so when the greens got firm, I mean, and you see where the tee box is, if it lands there, everyone was back there. And so I actually tried to land it just to the right of the bunker and try to finish it over here. And it was kind of in between, it was kind of like right in this area I was putting from. Felt like because it was drawing, I thought it was gonna, where it landed, I was like, all right, it should be able to kind of feed in. It didn't feed, it just kind of went straight. So I was putting from here and just kind of went left to right early, and then at the very end, it kind of straightened on me and went right in the heart. I mean, that's one thing about this golf course is all the subtleties in the greens, right? You have these big slopes, it's like, all right, this whole thing's going that way, but then you can kind of see that little ridge right there. That's so the ball's going this way. Once it hits that, it's gonna kind of go the other direction. And so, I mean, that's where you had to really focus on paying attention there towards the last part, because the ball's moving the slowest. It feels amazing. The World Golf Championships, that's the top players in the world come together and they play. And to be able to come in and to have a stacked leaderboard like that with those names and to go out and get the job done and win and be able to be the guy at the end that gets to hoist that trophy is satisfying, And really it just reminds me that I'm on the right track, because if you're playing against the best and you're able after 3 or 4 days be the guy on top, obviously you're doing the right thing. To come back to a spot that it's like, all right, well that's how I won the golf tournament. There's always that 1 or 2 holes or 1 or 2 shots that you've hit that like, hey, that's what did it. In that situation, to have a chance to win a golf tournament and hit it to the fat side of the green and to, reward it off by making the putt is something that you always remember and you kind of take moving forward. And I think that's what's important is sometimes, even though you might be playing a little safe on a certain iron shot or a certain tee shot, to be able to still make a birdie is one of those that you're like, okay, well, maybe I don't always have to be super aggressive. Maybe there's things that, hey, I can play smart and it still can be rewarding.
Amazing storytelling by LIV Studios, and what a great guy there, and Patrick Reed. Why do you think he's so misunderstood, Dom?
I don't know, because I've known him now 7 or 8 years, and he's always been so cordial to me. Even when I didn't know him so well, I know him quite well now, and he can give some smack too, but in a really nice way. And he's played 5 or 6 Hong Kong Opens, and I know the management of the Hong Kong Golf Club, they love him because he's so accommodating. He never says no to everything. He's just to anything. He's just a really good guy, in my opinion.
It's great to hear more about him and get to see that side of him there in that story right there. Big shout out to Patrick Reed, and more to come here on the Club 54 post-round show. Round 2 is a wrap. Golfing fanatic and noted fellow Ginger comedian Andrew Santino recently launched a new podcast speaking to all golf fans. So far, he's had on Cam Smith and John Rahm from LIV, and this past week, actor Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia joined him. Take a look.
Rank this pure or shank. Rank this thing.
Can I do it in Rhode Island terms? I'll call it either clean or suspect.
Lift, clean, in place.
Suspect.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because you don't know what you're like, how dirty was that? What about breaking the branches or bending and cracking and breaking something to be able to get like the swing out. You know, suspect. Very suspect.
What are you doing?
People do this all the time. You see people do it. They'll lean into a tree, or the caddy will be like holding a tree for somebody.
I think a lean's okay.
What about the caddy holding it?
Suspect. Bro. You can't be doing that.
I don't like this. I see this and I'm always like, how about 2 off of 1? This is a never-ending debate. A lot of guys, a lot of courses you play, they just go breakfast ball. You get 2 off of 1.
You're only hurting yourself. Your handicap goes down.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Suspect, bro.
If you're a 25,
clean.
That's
clean. Yeah.
If I'm with my dad.
Yeah. Let's get the guy in play and get going.
100%.
Be sure to check out No Bad Lies with Andrew Santino. He's been a great time on the pre-round show. Hopefully we'll have him back soon, but be sure to check out, he's had some great guests like Cam Smith, John Rahm, and some others. That's the beautiful club, They Golf Chapultepec, and the sun is setting. We're getting ready for tomorrow. Championship Sunday should be an absolute blast. All right, and we are back with the Dominator, Dom Boulay. You like that? We might have to keep that one, bro.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, so let's talk about the final grouping for tomorrow, Championship Sunday. We got our big dogs, Bryson DeChambeau, Cameron Smith, and Joaquin Niemann. That's our final whole grouping for tomorrow. What can we expect from this trio, Dom?
Well, actually, every aspect of the game is covered. We're going to have 2 bombers there, Bryson and Joaquin Niemann. They're going to be flying at miles in this altitude. And then you've got Cam Smith, who's just a genius around the greens. It's going to be a fascinating
Is there anyone that you're expecting to get the job done? Here's the individual standings. Take a look at it before you answer. Bryson DeChambeau got the job done at the end of the day, keeping his lead above the rest. Cam Smith right there. Ripper's on fire. But looking at this individual leaderboard, Dom, who do you think is going to take it tomorrow?
Bryson's the favorite, no doubt. If he drives it well, he's going to be hard to catch. But watch out for John Rahm. John Rahm always plays well on a Sunday.
I can't wait to see it. Here is the team leaderboard as we head into Championship Sunday. Can Ripper do a back-to-back? They're coming out of a team title in Miami. They look hungry. What do you think, Dom?
I think they will. I think they will. 4 solid players, all in good form.
I like what I'm hearing, Dom. I like what I'm hearing. All right, to all our fans viewing, thank you for watching the Club 54 post-round show. We'll see you in the pre-show tomorrow, and make sure you check out the main coverage as well. It's Championship Sunday tomorrow. Will Bryson DeChambeau get the job done, and will we see a back-to-back win from Ripper GC? Only time will tell. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, and peace. Peace.